There's something that's been bugging me recently when I'm on social media, especially Twitter, and it's been bugging me. And this is when I notice people who are deaf, hard of hearing, and I'm talking about capital D deaf, small d deaf, everybody in that category and beyond. One thing I notice a lot is that there can be a bit of clashing against each other, arguments against each other, to the point where it's a bit too aggressive, to the point where it's causing a division. It's not like I'm saying to you, don't have arguments. It happens all the time. Either you fall out or you disagree, you have a debate, all these things. That's not what I'm talking about. If anything, these are fine. It's normal, it's natural. Especially if you want to have a debate about something and you disagree. So what? You disagree, you move on and you respect each other's opinion. But what I'm talking about is when people have arguments, literally argue with each other to the point where it's almost becoming abusive and it's almost pushing the other person away and telling them that they're not welcome, you don't deserve to be here, you don't deserve to be part of us, you're not part of this community, you're a fake, you're an imposter. And it baffles me when people do that. I just don't understand when we are at a point before it has been like this, but even now and even in the future, we are at a point where we need each other even more than ever. And what I mean by that is because there are barriers everywhere, every day. I don't have to explain to you what they are, but there are barriers that exist. And for me, the only way we can overcome them, beat them down, break down those walls, is to work together. We have to work together. And I just don't understand at the point where we do need to work together, why we can't do that. Why do we have to let our own ego or our own massive need to be right? Why is that more important than what everyone needs, the community, what the community needs? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I think it needs to be called out a few times when that happens, and that's why I'm doing this video, and I've mentioned it a few times on social media about if you're having arguments about each other, or you are fighting each other, don't forget that while we're doing that, those barriers will not break down. If anything, those barriers will keep building and the walls will become higher and it will become even more difficult to climb over those walls. We don't need that. It's hard enough as it is right now, and it's going to get harder if we focus our energy on each other. And I just think that needs to stop. Have discussion, have debate, have friendly argument. And that's why I say debate. Debate is kind of like a friendly argument. But it's one thing to have that kind of discussion. It's another when you want to talk about yourself, your own ego for being right, and even in a sense, gatekeeping. The way that you are saying that these kind of people are not welcome. Now, I'm not saying they have to be part of it, like you are a member, but they should still be involved around it. And I know there's a lot of discussion right now about if this person really should be a member of a deaf community or not. Well, I'll put it this way, because I'm someone who is probably not capital D deaf, not part of deaf community in the sense that I'm a fully fledged member, but I'm still part of it in a different way. And it makes me wonder whether, for me, what does that mean? I'm trying my best to speak up for everyone, fighting for inclusion and accessibility, all these things. Am I wasting my time when I'm doing that for really all of us? Because we do have very similar barriers. Not exactly the same. I get it. Those who are profoundly deaf will be in a completely different situation to those who are mild. I totally get that. I'm not saying that one has it better than the other, one's more difficult than the other. It's just different. I'm not saying it's just, yes, it's just different. But what I am saying is that, what does that mean for someone like me, for example? If I'm trying my best to help everyone to say these things like caption your videos, inclusion and how to communicate and doing all these things, am I wasting my time? Because then you see me as someone who is not worthy of being part of a deaf community. And like I said, part of it, not necessarily a member with a badge and an ID and anything like that. Not that they exist, although that'd be quite cool. But that's not what I'm talking about. Even just being involving in some way around it, or dipping in and out, or even just connecting with people in there. And that's what I'm doing more and more now. And I'm very lucky that I'm gradually getting to know more and more people who are profoundly deaf. They only communicate by sign language, and that's obviously how I'm going to communicate with them. But that's my way to connect with them, and that's it. It's just to connect. We don't need each other for a specific reason. It's just to connect, build a relationship, to talk, to get along, and ultimately to help each other, to work together, to help overcome these barriers, whether it's for a group of us, a community of us, or beyond. And I just don't understand why we have to focus our energy a lot on fighting each other. I might be wrong. People might say, oh no, you're wrong. If I am, I would love to know what you think. If I am wrong, then let me know in the comment, because I guess it's also a learning experience for me, because it's only recently that I'm being more vocal about it. But I don't see why we should focus all our energy, or most of our energy, on fighting each other instead of understanding each other, instead of being empathetic to each other and finding out a way to work together. And I'm not the kind of person who provokes, so it's just not my style. I don't go out to set argument with people, and just not my style. It's not my way. But I do understand the need to defend yourself, to defend your identity, to defend who you are as a person and as a community. I totally get that, because like I said, it's completely different when someone is going to be abusive, it's going to be attacking you and your integrity, and it's completely demeaning you. That's a completely different situation. I understand when you want to defend yourself, emotions get high. I understand that. But I'm talking about those who want to be part, or want to contribute, want to help you, want to help the wider people. And there are certain individuals who don't want that, or prevent it, or shut them out, or push them away. I don't know. I think there's power in numbers, and it's about having the right number. I get that, but it's still better to have numbers of people supporting each other and to help each other to get through these barriers. That's what I'm thinking. So I want to know what you think, and I would love to hear your comments about this, because it seems to be a problem that is quite rife in social media. And maybe I'm not the best person to be able to articulate this. Maybe you are a better person to explain what's going on, why it's going on, and I want to understand better. But surely you'll agree with me that it's better to support each other and fight those barriers, and having inclusion and having accessibility, than pushing people away and being angry at people when there are possibly, only possibly, there are good intentions behind it. Maybe that is the way we should go for it, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree with me. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, because it's a very unusual topic to talk about. Or maybe it's not unusual, maybe it's a very difficult topic to talk about. And I just want to make sure that people understand what I'm talking about, but I'd love to understand what you're talking about as well. So let me know what you think, and don't forget, click subscribe, and I'll be talking about this more often in the future. And yeah, it's an interesting topic I just thought I'd share with you, and I hope I will speak to you again soon. Take care.